Yep. Oh, password for the session. Let me get that for you real fast. Password is going to be RD2, capital R, capital D. Yep, Romeo Delta 2. Capital R, capital D, 2. Alright, I'm loading up. I fucking hate how long this takes to load. Made me a nice strong drink. Gotta loosen up. Gotta get limber. Ugh. His front end's missing. Oh, the guy's front end's missing. Hey, can you let me know when the session's getting close to starting, when the practice is almost over? I'm too. Okay. Oh, it says 35 on it? Oops. It's sped up. I'm gonna readjust the clock. I'm gonna put it at 35. Exactly. I'll refer to you as my resident sports analyst. I have my sports analyst in the booth with me today. How's the weather tonight? Well, it looks like we are having a very sunny evening tonight. Tonight is a bombing 90 degrees out in the desert. Looks like track temp is going to be a total of 240. That is hot. Cook an egg on that thing. Yeah, right. Scramble it up too while you're at it. No. I don't... Oh, we're being picked up. Oops. It happens. How's...
These competitors are definitely feeling the heat today. And there they go, neck and neck around the corner. Can he beat him? He beats him, yes! Unlike any other racing series, you are going to see door-to-door contact out there, so don't worry about it. It's part of the game. These guys can handle it. These trucks may have four-wheel drive, but they're definitely not forgiving out there on the track. And there he goes, on two wheels. Can he recover it? He lands it. These racers definitely have a lot to handle. These trucks boasting up to 900 horsepower and 20 inches of travel. Hey man, if you can't handle the heat, just stay out of the kitchen. It's going to get rough out there.
Good evening and welcome to the iRacing Short Course Series, presented to you by CBR Performance. All right, 1 second, I gotta get my my guest analyst in the booth with me real fast before we kick this off. Oh, looks like he just had a power outage, so he'll be back. So let's go over the league real fast. So, information about this league. Hosts are Connor Berry and Bronson Cheramonte. I believe that's pronounced correctly. It might not be. Broadcasting is done by Death by Moose Media, and commentary is done by me, Randall Alvarez. And in the booth with me today, when he gets his power up, is going to be Josh Billiter. So, format for tonight's race, we have Lucas Oil Wild West is going to be the track tonight. We're going to be racing with Pro 4 trucks. Qualifying is going to be a total of 20 minutes. Feature is going to be 20 laps, and it's going to be split up into 10 by 10 stages. So these guys have a chance to score points twice. So it's going to be a pretty fast run. They're doing about, let's see, looking at their rough qualifying times, these guys are doing about minute laps, or sub-minute, so 51 seconds and a little bit around there. So that's not too bad for this track. You can see him right now throwing down a qualifying lap. We will be pulling in Zachary into the booth with us to talk about his qualifying lap, how he's doing out there, and what he wants to get done out on the track with this race tonight. So let's go ahead and ride it out a little bit while we talk about what CBR and a couple of the other sponsors for tonight's race are going to be doing for these guys out on the track. So for the overall champions of this winter series, CBR is putting in $2,000 into the pot. First place is going to get $10,000. Second place is going to get $10,000. No, sorry. First place is going to get $1,000. Second place is going to get $500, and third place is going to get $250, and that's for the champions. And then Sparco, who's also another sponsor, is going to be throwing in goodie bags for all the top three drivers. Ultra Wheels is going to be giving a free wheel set to the champion. A lot of these guys actually race mod carts, and I believe Zachary races Pro-Am buggies or something like that. So a lot of these guys actually race in real life. And then it looks like AIM is going to be giving the winners a $200 gift card or $100 cash, depending on what they decide to go with. And then CDZ Apparel is going to give them 6 Pit Crew t-shirts for the champion. And then Sunset Designs is going to do a free wrap for the champion. So they're going to get a nice wrap. I don't know if it's going to be for their mod carts or whatever vehicle they have, which is going to be pretty awesome. So that's a pretty hefty pot for everyone out there. That's going to be at least for the winner. Wow. Shirts, wrap. A lot of stuff out there. So definitely a huge reward for a lot of those guys out there. They do have a short race for this, so this season's going to be, we're on round 2 right now. They have 4 more to go after tonight, so we have a total of 6 races to see if they can pull it off. So with looking at the standings right now, we have Luke in first place with 55 points, followed up by second place, which is going to be Ronald Johns with 48 points, and he's also tied, even though it says third, he is tied with Mickey Thomas for 48 points, and then we have Chase, who is right behind them, so he's technically taking third. If you want to just kind of look around the tie, that's going to be up for 44 points, so it's going to be a close one. All right, looks like I have my analyst. He's getting back in the booth. Let's see if I can pull him in. Just give me 1 minute. Technical difficulties. The bane of the world. Looks like we still have 14 minutes. Let me go ahead and shoot Zach a quick message, see if he's ready. All right, Josh, are you there? Earth to Josh, calling Josh, are you there? Well, he's in the booth, but it looks like we have no response from him yet. So, a little bit about Wild West. We are talking about a 4-turn course. So right now we're watching them go around, looks like that's turn 4. Going into the finishing straight. Finishing straight has about like 2 small little tabletops, not too bad. And then they have a nice hairpin at turn 1. These guys can, with these Pro 4s, can actually do a pretty good job diving it in and pulling themselves through. Unlike some of the Pro 2 trucks where you have to be a little careful with your throttle, these Pro 4s allow you to pull through. So then you're going to head downhill over a tabletop, nice couple jumps. Head into turn 2. That's going to be a nice little hairpin. Swing around that guy. Come out of that. You can pull a lot of power through that corner. And then you're going to do a nice turn around, turn 3 right here. Nice wide turn. Keep the power rolling. Not too hot, but you're not going to be mashing the pedal, but you're definitely going to be pulling through it. And then once again, you have the back straight back into turn 4. So it's a pretty decent track. Preferably, mine is my favorite's Wild Horse, just because it's got the whoops right after turn 2. But this one's really nice for really long straights and getting a lot of speed. And these Pro 4s have 5 gears, so these guys can really get these things up to speed on that back straight and on that front straight. So you're going to see these guys flying down the hill. Still having some technical difficulties with my track analyst right now. Just give me a quick second while I get him in the booth. And there we go. We should be all set. Hey, Josh, can you hear me?
I got a copy, man.
And there we go. So this is Josh Billiter. He's my track analyst for the day. How are you doing, Josh?
Pretty good, man. How are you this evening?
I'm doing good. A little bit of hiccups for the live broadcast, but it always happens.
Yeah, we'll just work through it.
Exactly. So it looks like these guys are still throwing down some qualifying laps. Looking at the times, they're running... Once again, it looks like Mitchell DeLong is running a sub 50 time right now. He's running a 49.88, and then everyone else is up in the 50-51s. So we're going to see probably maybe someone taking it away in the front run, like we have seen in a couple of the other races with trophy trucks. But that mid-pack is definitely going to be full of a lot of guys. So we should see a lot of door banging up there, and it's going to get pretty rough for these guys out there.
Yeah, we have a lot of close times. About second through ninth. It's pretty.
Yeah, the whole way through, it's like neck and neck. You're talking about pretty much a simple mistake, and that's going to throw you right behind a couple. Like you're going to lose at least 5 or 6 positions.
Yeah, with the lap times being so close, within a few tenths of a second, I mean, if a little hiccup will cost you, like you said, at least 5 or 6.
Yeah, a little hiccup can cost you the whole race.
Oh yeah.
All right, while we're waiting for Zach to finish up with his qualifying, let's go ahead and run through the track real fast so we can point out everyone racing. So first racer that we're going to point out is going to be Mitchell right here. Mitchell running in a nice clean white Ultra Motorsports on the side. Looks like he's the number 24. And then we also have Zachary in the number 56. We have the number 4, Dylan Thompson. But looks like he's also running the 577, so we'll keep an eye on that. We also have the number 73. That's going to be Daniel Clermont. And some of those guys are still loading up. We have the number 3. That's going to be Mason Prater. We'll wait till he clears the pits. Looks like, yeah, these guys are all loaded up in the pits. And then we have Luke in the number 54. Leighton in the number 9. Talon in the number 11. That is a really clean paint scheme. And looks like we have Trenton. Hopefully he's not lined up in someone else. In the number 17. We have Daryl in the number 16 with a nice clean CBR paint scheme. Oh, looks like he's reloading. Caden running the number 19. Mickey Thomas in the number 44. Eric M in the number 81. And as some of those guys clear out, we'll point them out again, hopefully. Nope, still haven't cleared the pits. All right, looks like Zach is done with his qualifying. Let's go ahead and pull him in the booth and give him a quick chat. Hey, Zach, this is Booth. Oh, do you copy? Let me unmute you real fast. Oh, you're going to need to unmute yourself. Hey, Zach, if you can hear me, you're going to need to unmute yourself in the Discord. Sorry about that, bud. Let's see if I can get a hold of him. Alright, I'm going to try and move him back one more time. So as some of the settings for the rims are set, this one is set to auto mute when they come in, and I don't have control over that, so... Just hold on for a second while we get that going. Alright, looks like we're going to have to pull him into a separate call, unless he just unmuted himself. Alright, I'm going to just pull him into a separate call and we'll go from there. All right. Hey, Josh, you there?
I'm here, buddy.
Hello.
All right. Hey, Zach, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing pretty good. Having a little bit of hiccups here. So it looks like the Discord's not set up to have people pulled.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm on my phone. I don't have Discord set up yet on my computer.
No problem, man. Hey, so looking at your iRating and some of that stuff, how new are you to iRacing?
So my iRacing, I've started I played it for about 2 months. I haven't done a lot of online stuff. I've done a lot of testing and all that, just messing around with it. So probably since the series started, I've done about 3 or 4 weeks of actually like straight gaming, like daily.
Oh, okay, so you're pretty new in the sense of like really running it.
Yeah.
All right, so looking at the qualifying times, looks like you're putting in an 8th place qualifying time. How do you feel about the track right now? And you know, racing with such a huge, looks like you guys have a total of, I want to say, if I don't count, looks like you guys have, I want to say 12 racers.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm not really happy with my qualifying, but these guys are going way faster than I'm able to go at the moment. Some of these guys, Mitchell De Jong up front is a champion, like rallycross champion. So the guy, I'm expecting him to be fast. So I'm gonna try to survive this. I'm looking mostly towards the main event, just trying to survive. I know there's gonna be some caution in turn 1, so I'm just gonna try to survive that.
Yeah, honestly, you're in the best position for that. Either you need to be like Mitchell and need to be in the front of the pack, or you need to be riding the back of the pack. That hairpin gets really bad for a lot of the guys, and you most likely will get at least 5 cars pushed out to either restart or get pretty much dropped back. So it gets really hairy around that first hairpin.
Yeah, that's what I'm expecting. I've got a couple good guys behind me that I know are going to run me clean. Ethan's going to run me clean. Mason will probably be a little carnage, but every of the other guys will run me clean, I think.
Okay. Well, why don't you go ahead and get back on the track? Let's do a lap through around the track. I'm going to hop in your cockpit real fast and show some of the people that are watching exactly what it looks like in a first-person view.
Got it.
And if you want to talk about some of the corners and how you take them, just kind of give them an example, that'd be very helpful too.
Yeah, I'll do that. Let me get on the track.
Thank you. So right now he's coming down out of the pits into turn 3s where they have him launch in.
So this is my first lap. We're starting it out. We're going to start up with a hill. We're usually sitting around 4th gear going up the hill. 5th gear is too long, so we're not able to use that much. And we try to, a lot of guys have different ways of going. I try to pitch myself towards the bottom a lot. But you want to kind of get closer to the wall because then you can carry more speed going down the hill. But going to this turn, I try to get close to the wall, then I try to close it up. That was a bad corner, but I'm getting put on the spot here. It's kind of hard to do it on the spot, but
no problem, man. That's why I'm just having put on the spot. Just maybe give people an example of what you see on the track. And yes, that is dirt on the face shield. These guys do have tear-offs, but it will get really, really packed, especially when they're lined up and you have a huge pack. And you're in the middle of it. Your helmet and your face shield is pretty much just trashed with dirt, and you're constantly ripping those things off. So it gets pretty dirty out there. Now, have you ridden in the Pro 2s at all? Zach, did we just lose you? Check. Looks like we possibly lost Zach. Hey, Josh, you there?
I'm here, bud.
Okay, just making sure it's not me. All right, looks like Zach's still throwing some laps out there. Zach, if you can hear us, you can head back to the pits if you want.
sorry about that, you guys.
No, it's okay.
I'm having a little bit of phone problems right now.
It's cool, dude. You're multitasking.
Someone that's on your someone that's actually on your stream just called me. So yeah.
Way to interrupt the stream, dude.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Well, do you want to give him a shout out real fast?
Yeah. Tanner, stop calling me.
All right, man. You got a minute left. Let's let you get back to it. Thanks again for popping in, and best of luck to you out there, and avoid those accidents in the beginning.
No problem. I'm gonna take a little break right now and get some water.
You got it. Later, bud.
See ya.
All right, Josh. I'll see you back in the main booth.
All right, man.
All right, there you have it. Zach talking a little bit about the race, what's been going on, how he takes the corners. A little bit of a rough entrance, and he got put on the spot, but it happens. So, we got 20 seconds on the clock for qualifying, and they're about to grid up. They will be doing a rolling start, so these guys will grid up in the pits. They'll roll out one full lap, and then they'll be back out there. So they have one lap to really get themselves set straight, and then right after they come out of, or the pace car drops off right before turn 4, and they have turn 4 to pretty much just haul the mill and swing into the finishing straight just to start off the race. Oh, looks like we just got qualifying extended by 1 minute. All right. Well, that happens sometimes. Admins have the ability to push around time frames. Depending if someone's put down a qualifying time or if no one's put down a qualifying time, they might give it an extension to someone out there that maybe had some technical difficulties. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take these 40 seconds to do a little bit of self-promoting. So once again, thank you for tuning in to tonight's race. Tonight's race is iRacing Short Course presented by CBR Performance. Also, other sponsors for this series is Sparco, Ultra Real, AIM, CDZ Apparel, and Sunset Designs. Go ahead and check it out. They have websites. I do not have the links for them. I will have them for the next races. But check them out. If you need anything done, they're the place to go. If you want to keep up with iRacing action, I do have more leagues that I broadcast. I do my best to work on getting a good quality broadcast for these leagues. So we have the Core and ISRC on Sundays. That starts at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and runs all the way till 7 p.m. and sometimes 8, depending on how long these NASCAR races. And Core, they run different cars every time. So sometimes they do Cup cars, K&N. But that runs, and then we also have Monday, which is DUIs and Dingers. That's going to be running with trucks. And then we also have Bandit Racing League, which is on Wednesdays in the evening. That's going to also be trucks. So if you guys want to keep up with any racing action, go ahead and stay tuned, subscribe to the account. We'll go from there, and I'll do my best to bring you guys the best possible action out there that I can find. All right, gridding has begun. So, Josh, from watching these guys out here, how do you feel about the race tonight?
I think the mid-pack, second through all the way, really all the way back, is going to be really, really close. I'm really kind of worried, though, that hairpin into turn 1 that you and Zach were talking about.
Yeah.
I think we'll see some carnage there, especially on restarts.
Oh, yeah, we'll definitely see carnage there. No doubt about that. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a problem out there. All right, so I miscounted the races. We're going to have a total of 9 races out there. So it looks like, because we do have 3 people that are bystanders, which would be you, me, and the racing admin, which is, once again, Connor. So one thing to worry about being the front pack guy for that hairpin turn, Mitchell is going to have an issue with. He's going to have an issue with the guys behind him. A lot of people like to dive it in deep and send it for that first hairpin, and if you're not whipped around that corner, you're going to be thrown into that wall and most likely rolled. It's just kind of a problem that always happens at that hairpin. It usually clears itself out after about 2 or 3 laps. But it's definitely not a place to try and overtake someone. I have seen people set up crossovers there where they go wide or they go inside and they cut wide for the exit, but that's always just a tough one to get done. All right, so the pacing has begun. Oh, looks like we're live. They went straight from the pace into a launch.
And we had carnage in turn 1 there.
Yeah, that is turn 1. It looks like turn 2 is also sweeping up some people there. Looks like Mitchell was able to make it out. Looks like Zach also did. And so our front run right now is going to be... We have Mitchell up in the front, followed up behind is Luke. Then we have Eric, and then Mickey Thomas, and then Zachary moving up 3 positions into 5th right now. And it looks like the 24 is running away with it. Oh, it looks like see that mid pack is very dangerous for a lot of these guys.
Yeah, we had a little more carnage there in the hair.
Yeah, and it seems to repeat itself until the lap starts to straighten itself, or until the track starts to spread itself out. And it looks like Mitchell is really running away with it. Luke not letting him get away, and everyone else is just trying to keep up and keep the pacing going. They are lap 2. Oh man, that is a rough drop for those guys. Looks like we've already lost four guys. Go ahead and doing a restart, and the caution is out. Looks like we sweeped up the field on that one. Let's go ahead and run a carnage report and zone in on what happened exactly on that jump. Do you, Josh, were you able to capture which number that was?
I was looking for it right now.
I think I got an eye on it. Looks like... Nope, happened before those guys. All right, I think I found it. It's between the number 3 and the number 4. No, take that back. That is going to be... Man, that's a hard one to catch. I can't... He doesn't have a top number, so I'm just going to get as close as possible on this one. Sorry about this, guys.
Looks like it may have started with the 17 and 5 on the jump before the crash.
Yep, so as they come over to the top, the number 4 is close to the action, so we'll see what happens. So it looks like Zach clipped the inside, he rolled himself, and then if you look to the right of the number, the left of the number 4, as they come down, the black will clip the barrier, rolls over the 3, and then scoops up those guys, and then the 3 go ahead and collects another couple guys, and then Zach gets caught up in the rest of the pack. So that is our carnage report for tonight. That was definitely a hairy one. Not much to say other than, you know, it's tough out there, especially if you're being pushed around. These trucks bounce a lot, so you may be able to set up a corner coming in, and your wheel might be just slightly too far to the right or to the left, and it's just going to pull you right when you land. So these guys just need to be on their toes with that, and they should be okay. All right, just waiting for the pace car to drop off, and then we'll be back at it with the green flag. All right, I believe that is the last for the pace car, so we should be getting ready for a green flag. Looks like everyone is able to make it back on the field except for one. We lost number 73, Daniel. So with the pack being so tightened up right now, people are running about 53, 54-second laps, a little bit longer than that for some of them, but it's definitely going to be a tough one. We already have a couple guys that are a lap down, but they should have a second to catch up, so hopefully they're able to make it up before pace car comes off. Once again, I'd like to take a second to thank our sponsors, CBR Performance, Sparco, Ultra Wheels, AIM, CDZ Apparel, and Sunset Designs. All right, and the pace car is off. Let's get ready for the green flag. And the green flag is out. All right, looks like the 81 sends it a little too deep. Oh! And it looks like we have a collision up in the top side. And that is going to collect most of the field. Most likely a caution is going to come out for that.
So Zach may be stuck on the wall there.
Yeah, that does happen, especially with these barriers. You can get your front tire hooked on them, and you won't be able to reverse yourself off. So that might require a tow, and a tow takes about I would say 3 minutes to get you back out on the straight. So you you don't want to use a tow until a caution comes out. All right, looks like Mitchell able to throw down a huge gap. We got a 2-second lead between him and Luke. That is going to give him the advantage. He needs to stay ahead of the pack, out of the carnage, and run really clean. And that mid-pack still having some trouble. These guys are trying to go around that corner about 3-4 wide. You can't do that. Whoa, clipping that front. So little key for these guys. So when they're coming around that corner, they actually want to get their front tire a little bit up onto that little lip that he just ran over. You can actually ride your front tire on it, and there's a little groove you can hook yourself into and pull yourself through it into that front straight and come in pretty hot. Looks like Mickey trying to catch up to Luke right now. He's got between them about under half a second. Not too much to go, but he just needs to make a couple good turns. Hopefully Luke makes some mistakes so he can catch up to him, but the 44 definitely can do it and move himself into second place. Hey, Josh, you got any feedback from me over there?
I'm the one having technical difficulties now. I'm booting iRacing back.
Just thought you were a little quiet, trying to find out what's going on.
Yeah, I got pretty quiet. All right, I'm back up now.
All right, looks like we're coming into lap 9. This is going to be the end of the first stage once Mitchell crosses that flag. And so he's coming into turn 4 right now. And it looks like he's getting a little bit of pushback from some of the drivers with him. He doesn't have anyone that's actually challenging him for it, but he definitely has someone that is a lap behind that is pushing him. And that's going to end it for the first stage. That's going to be lap 10, and the caution is out. So our lineup for right now, in the front, we have Mitchell D running in the number 24. He's taking first place. We have Luke right behind him in the number 54, and Mickey in the 44 running in third place. These guys, both Mickey and Luke, need to close that gap between Mitchell. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. They've had a couple laps to try and catch up to him, but he definitely pulls away from them. After this restart is really where they need to pretty much mash the pedal, try and catch up to this guy, and maybe go door-to-door with him a little bit just to slow him down. But he seems to be doing a really good job throwing down some clean lines and keeping himself through the race the whole way. Yeah, they are running fixed setups. I wish they'd be running open. Open is really fun to see, especially there's some guys out there that can do some amazing open setups, but these guys are running fixed setups tonight. All right, so looking at the field right now, we have cleared out some of the racers. Looks like a couple people are blinking out. Let me give me a second. I want to say we've a total of 4 racers have dropped out due to vehicular damage. They have been battened and bruised too hard to get back in the race. These guys do have a faster pair, but really when you take a faster pair on a short course like this, it takes you out for the whole race. You're going to be about 2 laps behind. All you're going to be doing is really scoring points, which is a good thing. Stay out on the track, keep driving, push hard, but the only time you're really able to make it up is on these cautions, and it's pretty rare sometimes. So, once again, iRacing Short Course is presented to you by CBR Performance. Our following sponsors are CBR Performance, Sparco, Ultra Wheels, AIM, CDZ Apparel, and Sunset Designs. So if you guys want to check it out, go ahead and check out their websites. They definitely have something for you, or something for everyone. So what Zach was talking about with the Pro 4s not being able to hit 5th gear on the high side, if these guys had open setups, they would actually be able to set up the gear ratios to where their 5th gear would be usable, and they would have full 5 gears to play around with and get more acceleration out. So with an open setup, these Pro 4s go a lot faster and they handle a lot better. I have a buddy that's really good at doing setups, and he showed me the difference between him setting up for one of the Pro Lights and then setting up for just using a baseline setup. And it goes from, you know, trying to drive a boat around a track to it's sticking the whole way through, and you're not really having to work as hard to keep the truck going straight. So hopefully these guys can move into open setups. Open setups requires a lot of time, a lot of practice, and you have to learn all the nuances for a vehicle. One thing to know is iRacing is not exactly the physics aren't exactly perfect, so these trucks don't simulate perfectly over into the real world, but they get pretty close. But what is really good for iRacing is it shows you how to compete and race door to door with other people. So if someone has maybe a little bit of shyness, or they're a little nervous about getting out on the track and racing next to people, iRacing is definitely the place to break the ice. You don't have to worry about trashing a car or a truck or any vehicle that you have out there. It gives you the time to really put in the effort, learn how to drive a little bit, and then when you get out to the track, you can really put those tools that you learned to the test. All right, just waiting for the pace car to drop off. Hey Josh, were you able to get your stuff back online?
Oh yeah, I'm back up now. Everything seems to be.
There we go.
Seems to be working.
All right, single file line. Should have one more lap for the pace car. Oh, nope, pace car's coming off. Green flag coming out. That is one fast pickup truck. Look at them go.
Oh yeah.
And there's the green flag. All right. Mitchell, clean push. Luke keeping it really close next to him. Question is, can he catch him on turn 2? That is going to be a tough one. You need to have some clean lines. Luke going a little too wide, and the 44 trying to keep up with these guys. So as they
roll over there in turn 2.
Yeah, after a relaunch, getting a rollover is pretty. Oh, and we have a caution. Looks like that was a little heavier than expected. Did you catch which car that was?
It's a red truck. That's about all I've seen.
All right, let's go ahead and roll a carnage report and pull up what exactly happened there, so you guys can see a little more detail. Looks like the number 18 was caught up in that accident. And let me get a little closer for you guys.
Looks like 18 may have blown his engine in that accident.
Possibly. All right, here we go. So the 18's coming down. It looks like the number 11 actually stalled out on that corner. He just couldn't complete it. He collided with the 44, and then that's what piled everyone up, and the 18 took a head-on header. He pretty much took a header from the 4, and then the 3 just rolled the 44, or sorry, that was the number 11, into that out of bounds area. So he's going to be out, and looks like the 18's engine is toasted. So that should be 2 racers out of the race. It's a bummer to see, but it happens with these guys racing so close near to each other coming into those corners. Your car is going to get trashed. And that is our carnage report for tonight. Let's get back to the live view.
And while we're under caution, we got stunning score out of Baltimore, currently Tennessee 14, Baltimore 3. Everyone expects this one to be a blowout, but obviously that's not happening.
Yeah, you're breaking up a tad bit. I think you just maybe have a bad connection, but yeah, I don't think it is going to be a blowout for number 24. Now, what is going to be a problem, though, is with these restarts, without these guys driving a little more cautious around these corners, you're going to possibly get them stacked up. They will have a green-white. They will be doing a green-white checkered for 3 laps max, so that can happen. But with 2 laps to go, hopefully they're able to make it clean, but that's going to be a neck-and-neck race, and the 24 is going to have to do a lot of work to fight off the 54 and the 44 behind him. So it's definitely not going to be an easy run for him, but I'm pretty sure he's got it in the bag with how he's been driving and keeping himself just slightly ahead of the pack. He seems to be just not getting into those corners where he's slowing himself down just enough to get caught up to. And that's really the dangerous spot is, you know, you're coming around those hairpin corners and you just turn a little too much and you lose all your speed. The guys behind you, they'll give you a nice tap and push you out of the way. And so you need to be kind of on your toes, make sure you don't lose that speed through those corners. And he's doing a good job doing that. So we'll just keep watching and see what happens, but it's going to be a close call.
Really racing anything, like you were saying there, it's all about keeping your momentum.
Exactly. And what's nice with these Pro 4s, since they are 4-wheel drive, you can pull yourself through a turn. With the Pro 2s, you lose momentum, you're kind of toasted. The Pro 4s, you can kind of pull yourself out, but it's something I've noticed with these trucks. It's slow as fast around these corners. They don't like higher RPMs. You unhook real fast with the higher RPMs, so if you keep it nice and easy, you can definitely pull yourself through if you have the right gear ratio. And the green flag is out. Looks like Mitchell doing a brake check on the front. So the front driver actually has the ability, he pretty much has the ability to launch it. And looks like Luke locking in with his rear bumper. And the 44 getting in right next to him. Can he keep it through down the hill? The 44 not able to keep the momentum through, but Luke is going to look for the inside drive. And still can't have it, but the number 9 trying to pull into third place between him and the 44. Looks like he's able to pull it off, but the 44 is going to have this next turn in turn 3, and he should be able to swing it back over, and it's going to be kind of a little bit of a crossover between these guys. Now, 3 laps to go, and it's going to be a tight race. So as they come into turn 4, it looks like the number 9 able to swing it past around the 44. .24 almost clipping that front wall with his tire. That could have been the end of the race for him. And these guys need to be careful coming out that second jump, because if you come too far to the left, you're going to catch those barriers, and that's going to lock up with you and just toss you over.
So Mitchell might be able to start pulling away a little bit here.
Oh, and he was on 2 tires there. Did you just see that? The number 9?
I did see that.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right, final lap. Mitch in the front, Luke right next to him. Luke sending it a little deep on that turn, and Mitch catching that front barrier. You have to be careful with that. With the last laps, you don't want to be pushing it too hard. You want to, stay ahead, but don't make mistakes.
Had a little fender bender in turn 3 there.
Yep, I caught that in the rear end.
Let's continue in M4.
All right, into the finishing straight. And there we have it. Mitchell with the number 20 and the number 24 taking first place, followed up by Luke in the 54 for second, and third place is going to be taken by the 44, Mickey Thomas. That was a hell of a run for all those guys out there. Good job on Mitch staying ahead of everyone. Luke staying on his coattails the whole time, not really giving up, and playing real clean with him. That's really hard to do, especially when you're trying to catch up to that second guy. Sometimes you just want to give him a little push and get him out of that corner, and you can't do that. You want to, but you can't. You got to drive real clean with these guys, because if you're up in the front pack and you're racing for first and second, all eyes are on you. So you got to be real careful with that. And then good job on the number 44, Mickey, defending his position away from the number 9. That was a real tough run. He had a close call, losing third place, but it looks like he was able to bring it back. All right, time to post the results for the race. Once again, first place by number 24, Mitchell DeLong. I'm pronouncing his last name wrong. I'm just going with the Mitchell. Mitchell D. Second place is going to be Luke in the 54, and third place is going to be Mickey Thomas in the 44. Once again, thank you to our sponsors for tonight's race: CBR Performance, Sparco, Ultra Wheels, AIM, CDZ Apparel, and Sunset Designs. All right, let's go ahead and try and get these guys into the booths, give them a quick interview, see how they felt about the race, and maybe where they can improve, or where they thought they did the best out there. All right, starting off with third place, Mickey. Hey, Mickey, this is Booth. You copy? You're going to need to unmute yourself. They have it set to mute the booth automatically. It's going to be one of those days. Right click on your name and it'll say unmute. So if you right click on it, all right. Hey, Mickey, I'm going to throw you back in general. Can you please tell everyone to mute themselves, and then I'll unmute the people that I'm going to be interviewing? Thank you. All right, give us 1 second. A little bit of technical difficulties. Admin set a lock on our broadcasting booth, so we gotta wait for that to clear up. All right, Mickey, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you.
Awesome. There we go. So, third place, almost lost it to the number 9, Leighton Kramer. That was a close call for you. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, he's running me pretty rough. It was a brutal race overall. My truck was beat to heck. It's hard keeping up at the end.
Mm-hmm. So, with him kind of going back and forth with you, looks like you were able to set up the crossover for that turn 3, because I know turn 2 kind of gets a little hairy when someone passes you, but you do have the ability to rebuttal it coming into turn 3. Good job on doing that. Do you think you were able to catch up to Luke if you maybe had a couple more laps that were caution free?
Yeah, I think if my truck was in a little better shape, I could have had a shot at him, but the first 7 laps were pretty rough on me, so I kind of lost it there, but I'm glad I got Leighton back.
Yeah, you're able to get up ahead of the pack. That's honestly the scary part, is anyone that's racing mid-pack, your truck's going to get trashed no matter what.
Yeah, I was blocking for the front too most of the time, so they can thank me for that.
So we have you to blame for all those problems. All right. I'll send the check to you.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh, it looks like Josh is having some issues, so we'll just skip him from now. Overall, great race. You have a pretty good run the whole race. You almost got tackled down by the number 9, and you pulled yourself away.
Yep.
Coming into the next race, which is going to be at Wild Horse, what do you think you're going to do differently than round 1 for this next race?
I'm definitely getting the hang of it. I kind of new to this Pro 4 stuff, so The more practice, the better. So I
Have
just gotta
you driven
some
any of
time.
the pro trucks at all?
Yeah, I usually do the Pro 2.
Oh, okay, yeah, different driving style.
what I drive. Yeah, totally. So
Yeah, if you were probably in
Yeah.
the Pro 2s, you'd be wiping these guys. It's a lot. If you're
Totally
used to
different.
it, it's a lot
Yep.
easier.
exactly.
All
so
right.
no, but good race, good first 2 rounds.
Yeah, no, hell of a round. Do you have any sponsors you'd like to thank before I boot you out of the booth?
Oh, who's the guys that help out the series? Ultra.
So our sponsors
Sparco.
for tonight are CBR Performance, Sparco, Ultra Wheels, AIM, CDZ Apparel, and Sunset Designs.
Yeah. Thanks for those guys, and thanks for Connor and Luke, I guess, putting this together. It's pretty cool.
All right. Well, I hope you have a good evening. Great racing tonight, and I can't wait to see you on round 3, man.
Sounds good. See ya.
See you later. All right, now to bring in Luke. Hey, Luke, this is Booth. You copy?
I got you, man.
Hey, man, hell of a race. You were on the coattails of Mitchell the whole night. What do you think you could have done differently to maybe reel him back in, or do you think it was just a little bit out of your reach?
Maybe to maybe get past of Mitchell there. Maybe have a little bit more experience. Maybe have a better setup because like he's one of the top sim drivers in the world. He has a lot of time on this. He has a lot of better stuff than me, but still, it was a really cool experience. I learned a lot that race, so pretty happy.
Yeah, no, you did a great job. You stayed up ahead. Sorry, 1 second. You stayed ahead of the pack. Were able to keep yourself out of the carnage. So, are you guys running open setups? Because I thought it was fixed.
We are running fixed setups.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. I was about to say, if you guys are running open setups, that changes the whole game.
Yeah, we might be changing it, but
Okay. Well, I think for right now, for the first rounds for this winter season, fixed setups is probably the way to go. Just get everyone back on their feet and understand what's going on. But other than that, solid race. You have the next series or next race is going to be at Wild Horse. What do you think you're going to do to kind of bring it to the top and beat Mitchell out there?
just like mainly be strategic out there. I won the first round, so I knew I just have to be consistent, and that's what I did tonight. Didn't take any chances. I almost went for a move on Mitchell, but I decided to keep it smooth,
Yeah.
and it ended up paying out, and I got second. So
Yeah. No,
I
I
don't
think
know if I'm gonna keep the points lead, but if I do, it's amazing.
No, I think you did a really good job on that call. I think I saw where you could have made that pass. You were getting close to his bumper, and you could have dived it in on him and possibly either made a clean push or rolled him. Is one of those kind of 50-50s. But
I
I
didn't
think,
want to take any chances.
yeah, no, you made a good call on that one. In those situations, you kind of just want to play it out. Maybe he'll make a mistake, and then you'll pull ahead of him because all eyes are on you in the front.
I was talking to my dad because he's helped me a lot with just what moves I should make, and he said just keep it behind him. If he makes a mistake, there you go. But
Yeah,
keep
that's
it
your
smooth.
dad's definitely a smart guy. That's where you want to be, especially for racing. If you're in the front pack, you don't need to push it too hard. Yeah, you got second, but the ability to set yourself up to pass the first place guy is a good strategy, and it always pays off in the end when they make a mistake. And it allows you to see what he's doing too. So if you are able to adopt his racing style and his lines, you can eventually, start going door to door with him. So you
Yeah,
definitely got some good advice.
He was definitely way faster than me, but towards the end of the race, I started picking up on what he was doing, and it was definitely changing my driving style. It definitely made me faster.
Yeah, I was hoping he was going to clip that barrier coming into turn 1. He was getting really close to lifting his front end.
Yeah. Glad he didn't though, so he could keep going.
Yeah, definitely. Well, great job out there tonight. Is there anyone you'd like to thank for the broadcast?
Definitely Ultra Wheels, CBR, Sparco, CDZ, Sunset, and AIM for being sponsors of the series, Connor, Bronson, and myself for hosting this, and just my mom and dad for getting me the iRacing setup, and everyone else, thank you.
You got it. Thank you for coming out tonight. You did a great job out there. I can't wait to see you at round 3. Hopefully you're able to pull ahead. I know Mitchell, I don't see him on the roster for points, so he's definitely a new ad for this, but I think you can fend him off there. So good luck to you, man, and I hope you have a good evening.
Thank you, you too, man.
All right. Hey, Mitchell, can you hear me?
Yep, gotcha.
Hey, how do I pronounce your last name?
DeYoung, like
DeYoung.
Y-O-U-N-G.
Okay, got it. Wow. Amazing race. You stayed ahead of everyone. You did have Luke trying to reel you back in. How'd you feel about the race overall in general, and setting yourself up for the next race, round 3 at Wild Horse? What do you think you're going to do maybe a little differently to keep that gap between you and Luke?
Yeah, I tell you what, it was a wild one out there. I think it helped a lot qualifying on pole, staying away from the turn 1 wrecks. Got a few taps here and there, but tried to stay out of it, not get engine damage off the jump, and yeah, it kind of all worked out.
Yeah, no, it definitely did. I noticed you're getting a little close to the turn 1 barrier. Were you afraid that you're going to clip that and Luke was going to pass you?
There's definitely always the risk. The track's wearing quite a bit as we're all running, so you need to kind of adapt to it. So playing a bit safe, sometimes going a bit wide. When I have the confidence, then I'll keep it close, try to go for a good lap. But it's kind of it.
Yeah, you pretty much nailed it there, man. Well, once again, hell of a run. Is there anyone you'd like to thank before we're done for tonight?
Yeah, big shout out to Beat Saber for keeping the reaction sharp to avoid these wrecks. The guys for letting me run in this series. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you again for racing with us. You did a great job out there. Can't wait to see you run round 3. I hope you have a good evening, and I hope everyone else does. Once again, thank you to all our sponsors tonight: CBR, Sparco, Ultra Wheels, AIM, CDZ Apparel, and Sunset Designs. That was a hell of a race tonight, and I hope we were able to put on a good one for round 3. So I'll see everyone later, and I hope you have a good evening.